Hello everybody, Cherry here with another character spotlight, and I'm pretty hyped about this one. This is the Angry Beavers NASB 2 spotlight video, and once again, I'm just really hyped. So let's get just right into it. Let's just get going, watching this thing, and just enjoy the content we have for today's video.
Hey everyone, Jake Steinberg, Game Explain editor and frequent sore loser in
Sore loser. Also, shout out to Jake from Game Explain, because it's pretty cool that they got to do a spotlight. Really awesome. And it's cool because, Game Explain, if you're not familiar with them, they do a ton of, character, not just for NASB, but for a lot of games, just hey, here are some references, here are some things to know. So it's always good to see the hand of spotlights being, sent throughout the entirety of the community. But right away, we got here that punch, again, charge move. Should I call it F chair? F? Because I know we talked last time, and I think Embers, about aerial charged attacks, and they would call them charials, chairs, sea airs. We couldn't figure out what to call them, and now again, do we just call it charged attack? Is it grounded charge? G charge? C grounded, or is it? Well, I guess you have to keep directions in mind too. So what is it? It's neutral charge. I guess yeah. NC, FC, DC works out. I guess much quicker.
everyone, Jake Steinberg, Game Explain editor and frequent sore loser in Platform Fighters here to walk you through.
That was smooth. Walk you through is tuned up with the beavers walking. All right, can you visually, chat, tell me in the comments below which beaver is which, just based off of their hair and everything, because I don't remember which one is which again. I just know that that's this beaver, and the other one is the one I remember as the Ha beaver, because he always holds up the Ha sign, even though they both have. I just remember this one for some reason.
Here to walk you through the rowdy, angry beaver duo from way out of town, Daggett and Norbert.
Okay, so is that Daggett on the left and then Norbert on the right? Is that? If that's true, chat, let me know in the comments.
Because they are partnering up and combining their strengths.
I also love their stage. I just not to gush too much, but I just love, there's not too many stages in Nick, as far as I remember, that have water. And there's even less, characters that have, these, moving elements, right within the stage. With the fish and such in the water. So it's really cool to just see that type of stuff. Also, cool, they're powering up, he's all buff.
In Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
It doesn't look like, though, because you can see it in the spotlight here as we go backwards. The water doesn't seem to really do anything, so it may interact similarly to the milk, the quicksand, the slime from slime. Is it slime grind time, or what is it called? It's slime time grind, or whatever the heck it was called in NASB 1, whatever stage that was, with the slime creation place. I forget what stage that's called. Let me know in the comment section what that is from NASB 1. But the way all of those liquidy parts of stages worked in NASB 1 was pretty much you could fall in them, you'd move around in them, but you'd also kind of just be stuck floating. And they all functioned a little bit differently. This one seems like it's just a texture with some effects and animations on it, and the only interaction you have is when you fall or go up through it, and that's about it. It doesn't seem like there's any physics changes similar to the slime where you'd float. The milk was kind of like that, you just fall slower. It was like slime, and then there was the quicksand, which it pretty much also acted the exact same way. You just sink, and if you didn't jump out, then you would die. But this just seems hey, you fell through it, you can act completely normal, which I think is interesting. I'm sure plenty of people out there would have wanted it to work some like more like water with like maybe a swimming animation, and maybe that's something that will be final. But the fact that there's like platforms below the water leads me to believe that that is intended. It's not like this is like super pre-release, which is fine. It's just a visual and like gameplay decision, so it doesn't really affect me either way. But it would be cool, especially if like over the like where there's like the abyss on the left of this stage, where there's just a ton of water. If you could swim, that'd be pretty cool.
All-Star Brawl 2. Daggett and Norbert have a unique ability as part of their moveset that really puts the dynamic duo. Tag.
I know we've had some kind of hits or misses with like the narration, but I think their narration for like these spotlights has improved a ton over time. And even if it's not the same like people voicing them, you can tell it's also likely like just due to the writing and the person directing these as well, because it's definitely not the same like person who's voicing them likely writing them, unless like you're Tafar or something like that. I imagine even then there's probably somebody like that might be helping out like with just like quality checking. I don't know, but if there's not, shout outs to Tafar, man, because he does a great job with like the writing and editing of these things. So you can tell that like there's just some really good hard work being put in behind like in all aspects of it, development and the like marketing side of it. So it's really cool to see.
Out. With this move, the Beavers can swap between each other on command to take.
That's really cool. That's a really fast switch. Hold on, let's go back. So looks like he's in the air, and right here, like during that animation might be, unless it's, I can't tell if that's part of it. He switches again earlier, so let's go back one more and see if it like does that same type of like crouching in animation. Yeah, so he does. So whenever he does that, like his tail comes up between his legs and he like folds his arms in, seems to be when he does a switch. So let's count the frames and see how fast that is. So he jumps, and I don't think the jump is a part of the animation, unless it is. It's a really low jump. That might be. Let's watch it in full speed one more time, just to.
With this move, the Beavers can swap between each other.
I can't tell, but let's just assume. Let's just like estimate. So we'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we can see the Daggett. Daggett is in the animation, but you still can see the splash. So we're at what, 5? We said 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and before like we're on the 11th frame, we can actually see him actionable. But let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 frames it took for him to switch. 8, and pretty much on the same frame you can see he's already moving. So it likely takes 7 frames for the switch to happen. And on frame 7, you are actionable, or maybe frame 8 if I'm just counting off or something like that, or if maybe there isn't a frame somewhere. But a frame 7 switch, in terms of like how long it takes, so that's pretty cool.
Command to take advantage of.
Also, shouts to Blue Patrick, if you will. Pretty cool, translate Patrick. And they're showing off that up air again. And that move looks so weird, that Patrick chair up air. Like, the way it just chucks it. And I imagine it could be pretty broken. Like, imagine if, like, because you can just chuck them, you know? So imagine if at, like, ledge, like, you're just throwing them, you know? And, like, you kind of, like, if you're, like, if you don't have the greatest recovery, I'd imagine you either have to recover low. But, like, if Patrick's throwing them, he could always just, like, hit you with something else, you know? While throwing the chairs, or the tables. I keep calling them chairs, I think. But, I mean, it's Patrick, so, like, I don't expect him to be very good, like, just seeing how he was in NES 1. And they even said that in NES 2, he's, like, decent, but he's not crazy good or anything. So, we'll see. Not to get too crazy into Patrick, but.
To take advantage of either Daggett's quick speed and potent combo game, or Norbert's superior range and strength.
Interesting. So, So kind of similar to other Switch characters from other platform fighters, they have like this whole dynamic of one's faster and has better combo game, and the other slower but has better range. And on the surface, that seems like, oh, it's pretty, pretty simplistic. But from the character trailer, we can tell that this is only the surface of them. So
or Norbert's superior
let's just get right back into it.
range and strength. Simply swapping back.
Let's go, the teabags. Let's see that again in reverse.
Swapping back.
Let's go.
And forth.
And also we get to see Rocco Stage makes return. And it looks like, honestly, all the textures, as well as, I'm assuming this might be a dev camera or something, or like just zoomed in, edited wise. But even then, like, you can tell the, like, texturing and the care for this stage went through the roof again. Like, it looked great in the first game, and now it looks, like, upgraded. Like, and they've said, everything in this game has been rebuilt from the ground up, except for, like, 2% of things. And that's just awesome. So you can tell a lot of this is really well done.
Between Beavers isn't the full extent of what this duo has to offer, however. They're
okay, so they even acknowledge it, that the two Beavers, this isn't just what they have to offer, it's just not, they're switching, so they have even more.
Neutral and side specials, but
oh my god, he's Vegeta. I saw somebody mention this on Twitter, and he literally looks like he's Vegeta for Dragon Ball Fighterz.
Side specials, but they're neutral and side specials.
So that was a cool neutral special.
All in the
so yeah, if you guys know, I know I asked for them in the initial video, but in the trailer reveal, but if you guys know these references and would like to like tell me what they are, go for it in the comments below.
Other Beaver to offer some assistance.
Okay, so you can have a Beaver assist. So you're pretty much playing like frame makers now. As you play Nez too. So not only do you get Dragon Ball Fighterz mechanics with the assists, but you also get Guilty Gear mechanics with the Roman canceling, slime canceling. And you get Uniclear / Dragon Ball Fighterz air dashing. Like, what else can you frickin' do in this game, you know? It has, like, every single cool mechanic ever. As well as some characters have, like, installs, meters. They have, like, frickin' charge mechanics. Like, oh my gosh.
And you can even tag out while these attacks are active for some tricky movement and crazy
that was awesome.
Combo extensions. As powerful as this ability may be, you still have to be careful. If Daggett or Norbert gets hit after they've been called in for an assist, they'll take a bit of damage and they won't be able to tag out for a few seconds.
Interesting. So pretty much it's one of those things where because you get hit, it's like they're not trying to allow you to just they're trying to pretty much get the idea across that you aren't just a single character. When one character gets hit, you have to just suck it up and be that Beaver. So if you're in a situation where you make a mistake, you get hit as the stubbier Beaver, and now you can't outrange your opponent, well, boo-hoo, you have to wait a couple seconds before getting back into it because you got hit, which I think is a good balancing decision. We'll see how much that works out for them because this might be a really detrimental mechanic, but I think that's a good balancing act.
Besides tag out, each Beaver has totally different special moves and, by extension, assists. When controlling Daggett, their side special brings out Norbert to perform Mashed Potatoes
Mashed Potato
Blast. This move is a bit inaccurate.
Mashed Potato Blast.
A bit inaccurate from afar and also can be blocked by platforms.
That's funny.
It's still a great way to compensate for Daggett's own lack of range. When controlling Norbert, their side special instead becomes Chainsaw Chomp. With this attack, Daggett is sent out forwards to gnaw at their opponents, dragging them with him. If this move hits and you're feeling a bit fancy, this would be a perfect time to tag out and keep the combo going. As for Daggett and Norbert's neutral specials, when playing as Daggett, Norbert gives a cheers to the New Year's and
a cheers to the New Year's.
Launches a beam across the screen, launching opponents upwards for a follow-up. While not as long-lasting as Mashed Potatoes Blast, this move covers a lot of space horizontally. The final assist in their moves
oh my god.
set Hidden Logs. The assist provides an excellent way to pressure.
This thing looks just so broken. I'm sorry. Like, being able to throw something that goes horizontally up and probably hits you up on the way up. But devs, if you can, let me know if this can hit like an opponent, like going that vertical starting direction, because that goes up and then down. I wonder if that spikes.
For a retreating or overly defensive opponent, and since Daggett
Jesus
stays out for a considerable amount of time, you're given a chance to tag out to his position after trying to find
I love that down throw.
an opening. Keep in mind that this does make it easier to hit Daggett and disable.
I need to know that. I was so hoping that I was gonna get my question answered just there right then and now. But I need to know if anyone is allowed to answer me on like beta team or like the dev team. Please tell me if that log can spike if there's no stage below them. That would be so cool and broken.
Their tag out ability for a short duration, and the rockets do not follow the target if they're closer than where the previous rocket landed.
Okay, so it doesn't follow them. The fact that they do follow them, like even a little bit, is kind of nuts. But if they're closer than when the first rocket hit, then it doesn't follow them, which I think is interesting.
And essentially, the rockets won't hit an approaching target.
So it's good to approach this, but if you're camping, then that's the intended use case.
Daggett's up special has really great horizontal reach for getting back to the stage. But if you want a little extra mobility, his charged horizontal aerial attack, Silent Wind of Doom.
Jeez. It's interesting that they have all this stuff and then their up special is just super lackluster. I'd imagine their EX version is probably a bit stronger in terms of movement in general and maybe damage, but it doesn't seem like they have anything that will allow them to get back besides slime cancel, like up air dodge or jump or something like that. So you're going to really have to have your meter safe for those mechanics rather than your combos potentially.
Launches him forward with a fierce kick.
Okay, so combined, he's able to get back horizontally, which is still great, but you're going to have to really worry about being hit from above.
Norbert's recovery is generally a bit.
Okay, there it is. I figured that they'd have different specials since I mentioned it earlier, but I mean, it could have been like, I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to get that much distance.
Worse, despite having greater vertical reach with his up special, which also delivers a powerful lightning fast strike to opponents right next to him.
That's cool. So it also can be used for edge guarding. I was wondering if it was just he becomes intangible and just goes up, or what the use case would be. But it's really cool to see. Also shouts to El Tigre stage, but also really cool to see how Norbert, yes, has the ability of just, he has like that type of like get off me up special. So you're both in the air, one of you is trying to recover, and you fighting your opponent are like, nah, I'm edge guarding you, up B, see you later, and just knocks him away. So that's pretty cool to see. It's like a very simple to use, but like very cool and like satisfying use case for an up special for edge guarding.
Playing solo as either Beaver is a perfectly viable option, but with all of the trickery available through their assists.
I already know there's going to be one player or so who's going to be really good with just like Daggett and be like, I hate Norbert. I hate him. I hate him so much. And like, it's like the Pokemon trainer mains who only play Charizard and Smash Ultimate because they're like, I miss Smash 4. It's like, I get it, but you have two other characters. Or like the people that are like, nah, I hate Nana. Alright, I hate Popo, and they just play the other one. Or like, nah, I hate all the colored Pikmins that aren't purple. Purple is the only Pikmin for me. I hate blue, I hate red, I hate yellow, I hate white. I hate all of them except purple. Purple's my guy. Like, it's so funny, but at least in this, it's like just a character, you know, that has like faster frame data or like longer range, and not just like, I don't know. There's probably one person in each of those things I mentioned, but it would be really funny in this game just because it's a Beaver. You know, I don't know much about him, but I'm sure there's somebody that's like super hyped to play as just one of the Beavers.
And tagging out mid-combo, you'll definitely see moments where it pays off to learn how to play both of them. If Daggett's mobility isn't
at least they're encouraging it
enough to be the difference maker, you might want to rely on Norbert and his golf club to keep opponents out or to control space with hidden logs. If you are up for the challenge of playing two characters at once and want to try out a unique assist-based fighter, then the Angry Beavers. Daggett and...
Alright, I need to check this because I did check this in the reveal trailer, is that when this thing shot, you actually can see after he throws it in the final splat, as I'm calling it. And I'll stop calling it eventually, but I'm just having a lot of fun saying Vinyl Splat over and over. But I want to see if he still is holding a second one. So he has it. All right, so they changed the camera angle so you can't see if he has it, which is good. That's a very good use of or what is this? So why is that supposed to, that like green effect, is that supposed to stay there? It's probably just pre-release. But and that's probably supposed to like follow with it. But it's good that the camera angle was changed so that it's actually like throwing. You can see that he doesn't just keep it, because that was something I noticed in the reveal trailer as well. Was that, hey, he throws this, and then it's like the gun was still there. So if you want to go back into my previous video, you can see like where he's holding this thing. I forget what it's called again. I'm so sorry. Comment it again. I'll try to remember. But like right when he throws it, it like pauses here for a second. But anyways, they fixed that really good. Really good. I'm sure it's this like still pre-release footage. So it's something that like once they like get to release, this will be like already fixed. And it probably already is, just based on the release version of the trailer. But very cool. So let's see it in full motion.
Fighter, then the angry Beavers. Daggett and Norbert are waiting for you in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
Also, one other thing that's really cool, I always like to share this like type of extra information, is that Tafar, he's one of the people that helps create the spotlight videos and the scripting and everything for them, as well as some of the trailer things, I believe, as well. He actually talked about how Beavers are actually one of his favorite characters and potential mains for when the game finally releases. And that they have these assist and tag swap mechanics that I talked about that he thinks are just super sick. And he also did say that creating this spotlight was the hardest by far, mainly because he is a person with only 2 hands. So if you like to help support Tafar, you should totally try to get him more than 2 hands. I'm not sure how you do that, but if you needed to get him 2 hands, he'd also need 2 more arms. So just make sure that if you're trying to help him out, that's what he needs right now. He needs more than 2 hands. So, yeah, I think this is super sick. Well, that was a very good spotlight. Very long, 4 minutes and 2 seconds. So much longer than most of the traditional spotlights. But I mean, when you're talking about like 2 characters, I'd imagine that you'd probably want to spend double the time on a character like them. And look at that, we've spent a lot of time on this one. So without wasting too much more time, all I've got to say is thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a like. And if you're hyped for later tonight, I have Chum and Go 18, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, all platform tournament. So it's on Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and Switch. And you can sign up for it on start.gg/chumandgo18. So just type it in, chumandgo18, and you'll find it right on the website. So if you're trying to play some NAS tonight, make sure it starts at 6 p.m. Central. And otherwise, if you're done, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.